Hello. Thank you for tuning in as we reflect on where we've been as a community over the past 4 years, our progress and achievements, and the opportunities that lie ahead for our great city. When I was offered the chance to serve as city manager 4 years ago, I anticipated that it would be the greatest challenge of my professional life. I knew that this job would provide daily opportunities to help Lowell move forward and to realize our city's remarkable potential. I could not have predicted, however, that less than 2 years later, we would be confronting a global pandemic that would threaten the health of every resident, upend every aspect of our daily lives, and test the resources and capabilities of municipal government. While guiding our community through the COVID-19 pandemic may have become the defining mission of my time as city manager, we never considered it as an excuse to relent from the other critical work before us. In the earliest days of my administration in 2018, we set out a strategic set of priorities that have guided us every day, even as we confronted the unknown in the most arduous days of COVID-19 crisis. Our commitment to the City Council and the residents of Lowell 4 years ago was to focus on strong financial management, economic development, public safety, education, and quality of life improvements. And despite the countless hurdles that have been defined the last 2 years, I am pleased to report that we have achieved meaningful progress in each of these areas. Through our focus on these essential pillars, the talent of the City of Lowell's workforce, and the resiliency of Lowell's people, we have not only withstood the pandemic, but we are ideally positioned to emerge even stronger as we look forward to the future. Success in many areas of municipal government relies on strong financial foundation. Improving the city's long-term fiscal outlook through the sound fiscal policies has been a central priority of my administration. As a result, we have reached the highest level of reserves in the City of Lowell's history. The balance in the city's rainy day fund stands at $12.9 million, an impressive figure, especially considering that for the last 2 years, it has been raining by any standard. For the past 4 fiscal years, we have put forth balanced budgets that supported improvements across every sector of the city, and while holding the line on taxes. Currently, Lowell has an excess levy capacity of $18.15 million. While seeking to drive progress, we have kept our eye on affordability and have sought to avoid overburdening hard-working families and individuals that call Lowell home. In FY22, the single-family tax bill is the lowest 1/3 of all Massachusetts communities and was $1,736 less than the statewide average. While exercising a warranted degree of fiscal constraint, we have also invested in the future of the city, making over $167 million in capital commitments over the last 4 years to support critical projects, including water and sewer, infrastructure and improvements, construction of the Hamilton Canal Innovation District parking facility, street and sidewalk paving, firehouse repairs, bridge repairs, park improvements, replacement of DPW vehicles, the purchase of new fire apparatus, and improvements to our school facilities. Before there was an American Rescue Plan Act, municipalities faced economic peril. The abrupt halt to certain economic activity and the resultant fiscal fallout posed significant budget implications for the city. In response, we implemented stringent fiscal control measures to mitigate impacts of those related to COVID-19 crisis, including a hiring freeze, overtime controls, and level-funded FY 2022 budget. Through this approach, we avoided the layoffs and other tough consequences seen in other communities. The city's financial outlook was made a lot brighter through the passage of ARPA, which provided $76 million to the City of Lowell, which will make up for lost revenue and provide an opportunity to make once-in-a-lifetime investments in this community. Last month, my administration released an initial plan for use for the funding, which outlines investment in parks, in water and sewer infrastructure, downtown, in neighborhood improvements, and much more. With the goal of promoting a vibrant, sustainable economy that offers diverse business opportunities and revitalizing neighborhoods, we remained intently focused on accelerating economic development. We have seen many long sought-after milestones come to fruition in the Hamilton Canal Innovation District, where vital pieces have come together to enable the realization of its incredible potential. We completed and opened Streets F and G and the Nickesongus Bridge, representing critical infrastructure that will literally pave the way for subsequent development in the Hamilton Canal Innovation District. And we cut the ribbon to a new 900-space Hamilton Canal parking garage, a $38 million city-funded facility that marked the district's first completed ground-up construction project. These significant developments have already demonstrated that they will have the intended impact of attracting private development to the district, as Wynn Development's 125-unit project on parcels 8 and 9 nears completion. And significant interest has grown around remaining parcels, including those made available through the completion of the land exchange with the National Park Service. Elsewhere around the city, we saw continued progress on major infrastructure projects, including the repair and reconstruction of Tiger Bridges, 2 of which opened to traffic in 2021. Most notably and most visibly, work has accelerated on the Lord Overpass redesign project. This is a long-awaited project that is a transformative and will create a new gateway to the city and enhance the accessibility to our downtown, the Gallagher Terminal, and of course the Hamilton Canal District. This $25 million project remains on schedule to be completed in the spring of '23. Small businesses are the cornerstone of our local economy and contribute immeasurably to the vitality of our community. Across the board, they have faced tremendous hardship as a result of the public health crisis. The City of Lowell has played a crucial role in assisting Lowell's small and independently owned brick-and-mortar retailers, restaurants, and personal service businesses that have been most significantly impacted by COVID-19 pandemic. Our Economic Development Office sprang into action in the early days of the lockdown, launching a small business task force and offering service to provide impacted businesses. We launched a small business emergency relief grant program, which to date has provided direct relief to over 115 businesses and helped them keep their doors open through an incredibly difficult period. We launched a host of other creative programs to provide relief to businesses, including a successful streetery program, which converted more than 10,000 square feet of public parking space into outdoor dining space, providing additional support for food service establishments. And despite the known economic challenges, more businesses have made the decision to brave the uncertain times and open up shop and grow in downtown Lowell. In the past 18 months, we have seen a wide range of businesses from the Holy Grail, Lala Books, and Nibbana Cafe open their doors, bringing new energy and new life to the heart of our city. There is no question that our local economy has not fully rebounded from the impact of the pandemic, and the city must continue to be proactive in supporting and accelerating the recovery of our business district. Last year, DPD worked with consultants to complete a rapid recovery plan and is working actively to implement short-term strategies to stimulate activity downtown, such as pop-up retail opportunities, beautification improvements, and increased public art. We also have looked beyond downtown and sought opportunities to enhance the vitality of every neighborhood. There are signs of change and revitalization in virtually every corner of the city. One particularly exciting example of this is the Acre Crossing project, a mixed-use development led by Jeanne d'Arc Credit Union and Susi Industries. This development, located in the heart of the acre between Merrimack Street and Market Street, will consist of 32 affordable condo units for first-time homebuyers and street-level retail space. The city applied for and obtained $1.7 million in MassWork grants, which will support critical infrastructure improvements near this project site, which will both accelerate the development and enhance the neighborhood for existing residents. In the last 4 years, we have undertaken and completed high-impact projects across the city that aim to improve the quality of life of all residents. The pandemic has generated renewed appreciation for outdoors for all of us. And as such, we have emphasized such projects that will enable residents to get outside and enjoy Lowell's unique urban landscape. In the past year alone, projects to extend to the Concord River Greenway and the Riverwalk have forged ahead, including through the installation of 3 pedestrian footbridges, and we cut the ribbon on a fully renovated Hovey Park, the first universally accessible playground designed to be enjoyed by children of all abilities. And we have completed projects to replace the playing surface and track at Cawley Stadium, totaling nearly $700,000, and marking the beginning of a multi-phase process to rehabilitate the athletic complex. The strength of any community depends on the success of its academic institutions. During my time as city manager, we have continued our multifaceted approach to improve education in the city and ensure that young people in Lowell have access to excellent education opportunities from pre-K through graduate learning. This is reflected in our local contribution to our school department and our efforts to improve school facilities. For the past 4 years, we have consistently exceeded significantly net school spending requirements to a degree that exceeds that of other gateway cities with enrollment over 10,000 students. We believe strongly that the city must provide secure and comfortable learning environments that give all students a chance to succeed, and have continued a landmark effort to leverage funding available through the Mass School Building Authority Accelerated Repair Program to attend to long-deferred areas of need in our school facilities. In 2020, we completed projects to replace 6 boiler systems and 2 roofs, representing $13 million in investment. Last year, 7 new projects across 4 school buildings were accepted into the Accelerated Repair Program, which are currently in design phase. This year, we submitted application for eligible boiler, roof, and window projects at 9 different schools. This aggressive effort, while not solving all of the issues related to aging schools' infrastructure, has significantly reduced the annual heating challenges that in the past have disrupted learning in our school buildings. And critically, we have kept the Lowell High School project on track through several critical phases, from detailed design to the project funding agreement and now into construction. This 622,000 square foot project represents the largest school building project in the state's history and a once-in-a-generation chance to transform the educational landscape in this city. In recent weeks, we have discussed in great detail the extent to which the pandemic has impacted the project and its budget. Fortunately, there is a strong will throughout our community and amongst its leaders to keep the project moving forward despite the COVID-19 imposed hurdles. When completed, the new Lowell High School will be a state-of-the-art facility that will enable every student and every educator to perform at their best. We've continued to make progress towards our goal of providing a safe, livable, and family-friendly community through strong public safety. The Lowell Police Department continued to set high standard of professionalism while maintaining a community-oriented approach to policing. In February, the department earned accreditation from the Massachusetts Police Accreditation Commission, the gold standard of law enforcement best practices in Massachusetts. Lowell is the largest police department to earn this accreditation, making this achievement a particularly powerful affirmation of the department's professionalism. In keeping with the department's community first focus in 2019, Lowell Police Department launched a citizen advisory committee, which has proven to be a valuable point of connection between the community and the department. We've also onboarded full-time clinicians helping with mental health crisis. Through the department's systemic commitment to fostering trust and understanding with the community, we've seen a reduction of crime in most major categories over recent years, including a 34% decrease in major crimes from 2019 to 2021. These achievements are a testament to the leadership of Kelly Richardson, who retired as superintendent in March, leaving behind a remarkable legacy. He was a true professional and a reliable partner during every moment that we worked together, and I want to thank him once again for his over 30 years of service to the city. Today, COVID-19 transmission metrics are nearing their lowest point since the beginning of the pandemic, as the impact of Omicron variant dissipates, enabling us to ease restrictions and regain normalcy on multiple fronts. This ability is aided both by an improved understanding of the virus and how it's transmitted, and continually improving vaccination rates among Lowell residents. Just 1 year ago, however, we were in a much different place. We are in the early stages of rolling out the vaccine to residents, a monumental effort for which no roadmap existed that proved particularly challenging for gateway cities across Massachusetts. While working around the clock to ensure Lowell residents receive adequate supply of vaccines, the health department launched a community clinic at the Lowell Senior Center in January. Located at the welcoming environment in the heart of the acre, this site would remain an invaluable resource in supporting the accessibility of the vaccine in Lowell. In total, over 10,000 vaccine doses were administered at the health department clinics, many of which were administered to the city's most vulnerable residents, including the elderly and those who live in congregate settings. In the months to come, we deployed mobile testing resources to targeted neighborhoods throughout the city, making getting the vaccine as simple as stepping out your front door for many Lowell residents. Spaces across the city, from churches to City Hall, would be converted into temporary vaccine clinics in an all-out effort to get shots into the arms and curb a deadly virus which had such a devastating impact on our city. As a result of this year-long effort, nearly 90% of residents over 50 are fully vaccinated, and more than 97% have received at least one dose. Significant work remains in supporting the vaccination of our younger residents, which the health department has targeted through dozens of clinics held at schools throughout the city. Simultaneous to these efforts, we have endeavored to maintain access to testing for our residents, which has been a critical tool in mitigating transmission of the virus. Between the state-sponsored Stop the Spread sites, the CVS mass testing site, the city-sponsored testing operations, we've maintained availability of a large-scale testing option within the city since the beginning of the pandemic. The city also acted swiftly to distribute over 60,000 at-home test kits to residents during the height of the Omicron surge. And while it appears now that the threat of COVID-19 is dissipating, we know that there is a constant risk of new variant gaining foothold and reverting our trend toward normalcy. We can be confident, however, that through the city's past experience, we've created an effective roadmap for deploying critical resources should we experience a new surge in cases. Next week, I will say farewell to a job that I have loved. Serving as city manager has been the opportunity of a lifetime, and one that I have endeavored not to waste one moment of. When I became city manager, I said that I believe the sky is the limit for Lowell. Given our city's history, our diversity, and the strength of our people, I believed that Lowell's potential was unequaled by any peer community. My belief in Lowell's potential has guided me every day since, from the darkest hours of COVID-19 crisis through moments of triumph and achievement. 4 years into this job, after seeing the city of Lowell through a whole new perspective, I believe in Lowell's potential as strongly as ever. The last 4 years have demonstrated that there is no challenge that this city cannot overcome if we have the boldness to reach for it. I am proud of what we have accomplished and optimistic for what lies ahead. In closing, I want to thank everyone who has been a part of this journey. I'd like to thank Assistant City Manager Kara Keefe Mullen, Connor Baldwin, our CFO, Allison Chambers, our Deputy CFO, Phil Jeffroy, our Assistant to the Manager on Communications, and Shauna Forcier, our Neighborhood Liaison, and all of the department heads throughout the city that I have had the pleasure to serve alongside, and the hardworking men and women that comprise the city's workforce, and every single member of the Lowell City Council. Together, we have navigated one of the most challenging times in Lowell's history and prevailed against difficult odds to move Lowell in a more prosperous, more equitable, and more promising direction. Thank you.